If you cross the border undocumented, he has now made you a criminal. He is creating that problem by turning people away who legitimately seek asylum.
They were always
If a person has a driving while under the influence violation, he is now making that, saying that that's a criminal.
While everybody else in the media is keeping their head down, we're charging forward. We're delivering the goods. Because we can't let the women and children down. There's still got to be men. The globalists fear men. Everything they do is to target men, to dumb them down, to confuse them, to arrest their development. Because men carry the will to defend the species. Women are the species, and our union is holy. And the enemy is attacking that with everything it's got. Attacking this planet we're on. The fallen one that fell to terra firma is amongst us. Make no mistake, you can see the shape of what's already here and the shape of things to come. Not of this world, but the God of this world. Little g. All right, here's what I want to do. Next segment, I've had time to sit back and watch Howard Schultz. And I didn't want to say this a few weeks ago, but I'm sure of it now. And I know what his plan is. We'll get to that next segment. Also, we're going to look at how that ties in with... we'll also look at how that ties into Bill Gates pushing for, quote, higher taxes on the rich, which when you realize the scam he's running, it's just outrageous. That's coming up. Also, I keep warning everybody that they had 50-50 votes on the Democratic Party Telecommunications Commission and on the FCC to start regulating the internet. And they had 10 different senators, remember a few years ago, call for regulating Drudge Report and InfoWars and Breitbart, saying just shut us down. Because our speech is political, they say that's a political gift. They can all be political all day. Well, Democrat who sought to regulate Drudge running to represent Silicon Valley in California's Senate. So we're going to look at that as well. And we're going to get into the latest, what appears to be a false flag. I mean, I said the day it came out a week and a half ago, I said, this just sounds like a total false flag. In the middle of a blizzard, it's 20 below when this happened, or even more below. It's like, I'm seeing numbers even higher than that. And two dudes in MAGA hats and ski masks attacked some guy who's got a hit TV show for total PR. But there's cameras all over that area, dumbass. So the police have you coming out of the building, go into your car. No one attacked you. And I'm telling you, 99% of these race attacks and all this turn out to be fake. But the Democrats keep doing it because it creates the victimology. Did you hear of the Air Force Academy or West Point or any of these groups the last couple of years where people spray paint N-word everywhere or write on the vending machines, no N-words allowed, and then it's liberal black students doing it? That's how you're somebody in the leftist world, is you make yourself a victim. So Empire star Jesse Smollett's story falling apart, we're going to look at that, but it just never ends. It's like Trump had to do an early State of the Union because they were saying he was anti-Semitic because he said, well, I hear this was probably staged by somebody to blame conservatives. Because why would conservatives be in New Jersey tumping over Jewish headstones and spray painting swastikas on synagogues? And it was a leftist Jew blaming Trump for it, and Trump was right. It barely got any coverage even in local New Jersey news. 99% of the time, folks, these attacks are staged. So we're going to get to that. But let me get to this first. Because we saw Beto O'Rourke, says that Wall's in lives are immoral and evil while he's behind a wall and police guarding him. We showed that yesterday. It's up on Infowars.com. But now, Democrat Senator Bob Menendez, who got indicted for underage girls and all this stuff, and he got found not guilty by the swamp jury. The point is he is flying and having sex with underage girls. So I guess he doesn't know what a crime is. He attacks Trump for classifying drunk driving illegals as criminal. You're an illegal alien. You're here illegally. When you fly down to Puerto Vallarta or Cancun, they say, what hotel are you staying at? And you tell them, and then you check off a card. And then a lot of the times they call the hotel and check. And when you get there, just like Interpol, they take your passport, they scan it. They run you for any criminal warrants. You're being totally watched in Mexico, and then you go to your hotel room. They're saying people with diseases, you name it, don't even get tested. You're in the country. So you're already here committing a felony. Oh, and by the way, I've got friends and people I know that are like, oh, Cancun's so great, or Isla Mujeres is so great, or any of those places. I've been going to Cancun since there were like 10 hotels, and there's like 500. And you stay a day or two, they start calling the hotel. And they're like, senor, please come down. There's like security waiting at the hotel. Like, your flight was supposed to be yesterday, Southwest, back to Dallas. People are like, oh, well, I thought we said, we need to talk to you now. No, now. And they run you into a room and say, and then like, we're going to give you a $2,000 fine, and you're on the next plane out of here. But we're like, oh, you got diseases, everything. Just come on in, do whatever you want. This is crazy. And now Mexico has allowed them to break the southern border completely. And then Menendez, when he's not in the Dominican Republic with 15-year-old girls, he is now up here saying that someone already here illegally who's arrested drunk driving, they're not a criminal. This is the upside down world. New York just said you can stab a baby to death and it's not a crime. Go ahead and roll it. Here it is.
Zero tolerance policy that has turned everyone, regardless of their record, into a criminal. For example, if you cross the border undocumented, he has now made you a criminal. He is creating that problem by turning people away who legitimately seek asylum.
They were always
If a person has a driving while under the influence violation, he is now making that, saying that that's a criminal. What we have seen in the past under, for example, President Obama, that violent criminals, yes, we want to see those persons not only arrested and detained.
No, that's a total lie. In San Francisco, the illegal alien shoots the woman in the back. Shut it off, please. An illegal alien shoots the woman in the back, and it's not a problem. Kills her. They're like, look, you go free. So the guy's a total lying fraud. Obama let tens of thousands of children across, unaccompanied, into the U.S. who were put into sex slavery, which I'm sure Bob Menendez absolutely loves, because if he doesn't look like a pedophile, Brian Stelter doesn't either. Not saying Brian Stelter's a pedophile, saying he looks like something that would scare the hell out of me in a dark alley. But Bob Menendez narrowly escaped all his pedophilia by the swamp jury not convicting him. But he looks like a big old Bob Big Boy, man. You can imagine those poor little girls in those slave dungeons, and here comes Bob Menendez into the room, toddling forward.
If a person has a driving while under the influence violation, he is now making that, saying that that's a criminal. What we have seen in the past under, for example, President Obama, that violent criminals, yes, we want to see those persons not only arrested and detained, we want to see them deported. But at the end of the day, because he tears children away from their mothers and puts them all in detention facilities, he has an over demand as a result of his policy. So it's his policy that's driving this. No one who is a real criminal at the end of the day, anyone is going to advocate for them to be let go. No, they need to be detained, they need to be arrested, and they need to be deported. But that's different than what we're talking about and what's driving this demand for beds. It's his demand to take everybody. Look, I had a grandfather from New Jersey who's been here over 20 years, works hard, never had a criminal record. They wanted to deport him. They wanted to detain him. That's not the essence of brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers who otherwise have been law-abiding in every other respects. He wants to incarcerate them as well as he seeks to deport them. It's far different than criminal aliens.
But if the government does wind up shutting down once again, will Democrats share the blame if they insist on this issue?
When it comes to rebuilding your energy, convenience is key. While coffee, candy, and other sugary products can give you a short boost, the crash can leave you more tired than ever. Turbo Force from InfoWars Life is a powerful mix-in energy packet that utilizes vitamins, amino acids, and extracts used for hundreds of years to provide you focus, clarity, and a boost of energy on the go. Simply take a packet, mix it into the indicated amount of water, and enjoy. With 14 servings per box for a 2-week or more supply, this is the formula to stock up on whenever you need a boost. Perfect for work, in the car, or at home. Turbo Force is the ultimate answer to a sluggish day. Don't let your day slow you down. Perk up with Turbo Force at InfoWarsStore.com.